Here's a quick training video. We're going to make a bubble chart today in the category of general dashboards. So to get started, let's just take a quick look at what this is going to look like. We're going to bring in cost per acquisition data, and we're going to divide it into North America right here, Europe and Asia. And so we're going to start off with a bubble chart. We can jump into row 64, and here we're not going to browse. We're going to get some live data from the server. This comes with when you install the server, this cost per acquisition data. And this is kind of standard marketing data, customer data. We've got the date when we first contacted the customer, the date when they signed, the cost per acquisition, the amount, and this touch points. Touch points are basically the number of times you met with a customer, either through marketing or a sales meeting or a demo, or they asked a question, something like that. So this is a commonly used metric. Okay, so we're going to start off, and what we're going to do is make a sort of spin-off sheet with just Europe on it. So you can see we want to break out Europe right here. So we're going to grab these 4 parts. We're going to create a cross-link, which is basically a spin-off sheet. We're not going to do one of these auto recipes. Okay, and so we pull that up. We are going to do a recipe because you can see if we go look at the region, we've got North America, Asia, we've got all these different parts in there. So what we're going to do is go to the recipes, and you can see we've got tons of recipes here. The most common ones are in filter. These 4 are the most common, and those are the ones that come when you create the crosslink. But filter is very common too. So we're going to run that, and we're going to filter for Europe. Okay, and we'll run that, and it didn't work. How come? Well, if we look at our input, we're filtering AA for Europe, which of course not going to work. We want to filter DD. We run that, and now we've just got Europe, if we scroll down here, as its own column, as basically spin-off sheet here. So we're going to call this Europe. Okay, and so for a bubble chart, we're going to want to do this 3 times. So we're going to go back over here. I copied and pasted that recipe there. I'm going to go over and grab these 4. Now we're going to create North America here, and I'm just going to type N space America and run it. And there we go, and I'll rename that sheet N America. Okay, and here's our third one. Just go grab these, create cross-link. Again, paste it in. This time we're doing Asia. Asia, run. Okay, and rename Asia, enter. Okay, so that's all we need to make our bubble chart. We'll start off with Europe. We'll grab these 3, the date, the CPA, and the amount, and we'll create our bubble chart. And you can see it auto-filled the start of it. Our X is going to be Europe, our X-axis, or Y is the CPA, and our size is the amount of the sale. So we'll call this Europe, and we'll create our chart. Okay, looks good. Now, if you want charts that you can use the auto-filling for simple stuff, but if you want to kind of manage the inputs more, you hit edit up here. So the main thing you're doing with the charts is you're changing the settings, which is what they look like when you click the settings button, and you're hitting the edit if you're changing the inputs. You're doing something complicated. So the next one, we're going to pull in North America, and we're going to say let's set the value. So we'll go grab that chart. Here we'll hit X. Here I hit the tab key, see it jumps forward automatically, very simple. And we're going to add one more to it, which is going to be Europe. And I'll scroll down a little bit. Oh, it's not Europe, it's Asia. Asia, we already did Europe. Okay, and I'm going to click on Asia. I'm going to grab that one, this one, and this one. And important to hit update here. So after you change your inputs, you want to hit update, and that'll take you to your chart. And it'll rewire all the inputs. So, okay, so now we're going to click on the settings. We're going to make this look a little better. First thing I'm going to do is go to the marker, and I'm going to make them all, see, it's set different shapes for all of them. I'm going to set them all to circle. I'm going to make the size a little smaller. And I'm going to change the colors. I set the alpha to 50%, so they're kind of translucent. And we're going to set this one to purple, this one to teal, and this one to green. Okay, and then we're going to go, I'm going to dial the grid down a little bit. I'm going to change the alpha just a little bit, and the grid here, the alpha down a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then on the x-axis, I'm going to adjust the number of divisions a little bit. You can see we're kind of bunched in a little bit. This will space it out a little more, so it looks a little better. Oh, that looks okay. And then pretty close. We actually have the size a little smaller in the example. I'll lower that down a little bit. Okay, that's looking good. So now let's get our dashboard and start to build that out. So our dashboard is split in half here. Okay, split in, so I'll pull that over. This is just this thing on the side, and in half and in thirds. So in half, in thirds. Here we go. And if you look over on this side, it's got 4 here and 3 here. So I'll just split it and line up. And then I'll do 3 on the bottom here. And then half and half will give us 4 here and here. And we can just go into preview and drag in our bubble. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I should probably, here, I'll control click on it. Hit the F key to fill it. You hit the F key a lot. And then I'm going to put the legend on here. And I'll just move that, over here. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. Now you notice that it doesn't look exactly the same on the dashboard. This is kind of a preview of the chart in sort of a standalone mode, so I like to look at both at the same time. Okay, so now let's go get the rest of our data here. So if we look at our chart, we want to go by category, so we'll just go amounts by category and crosslink group sum. This is just sort of a standard group sum. We're going to create a bar chart, create, and I'm going to drag it in. And then, of course, we're going to want to, the very, very common thing to want to do is to go into the settings and rotate the horizontal axis, just very kind of standard. And this one, if we go into the shape has is ordered. It's sorted large to small. Okay, so that looks pretty good. The next one we're doing is the continent, basically the region, amount by region, crosslink, group sum, and make our bar chart, and away we go. Okay, there it is. And here's a nice little touch you can do here. Again, hitting the control key to click on these. I'm right clicking to zoom, F key to frame. If you ever forget, you see you can click up here and you can see all the little hotkeys for the zooming and panning and that kind of thing. So in here, we just go on our horizontal, and you see this shift. You see the way I can shift that around, and that can be nice just to make things look a little more spaced out. Okay, so finally, we're going to go, and these are just the quarter. Now, this data already has the quarter. Sometimes you won't have that, and you can pull it right off the date. So this is the date time. You can use a column formula to do that, and that's in some of our other videos. But here we have it. So we're going to connect the amount to the quarter, and we're going to group sum, and we're going to create a bar chart. Same thing, drag it in to our dashboard, control click, and we're just going to go and rotate it. A lot of times you're doing these similar operations. We may automate this a little more in the future just to make it kind of have a good first guess on how you want to fit it. Okay, so here we go. We've got that. Let's go publish this online and just take a quick look at what that's looking like. So here we go. We've got our chart, and we've got our cross filtering, and looks great. Everything's working great. Now we just want to add our interfaces on the right side. So these are going to be some formulas, and then we're going to do some widgets. So to start off with, this one is average CPA, and we're just going to say equals average, and click on the CPA, which is our live data frame. Here's our CPA, and this one is going to be our average touch points. average. It's pretty amazing how it just figures all this out automatically for you, like all the little details of, oops, that's in the wrong spot. I want it up here, and this is going to be the actual formula, average, and we're going to get the average touch point, which is here. Got that, and this one is going to be the average sale. Average sale equals average, and click on the amount is the sale, and this one is going to be the total sales. Total sales, and equals sum. Got it. Over here, the amounts. And there we are. So the last thing we're going to do is these widgets on the bottom. So the first widget we're going to do is by what country you're on. And for that, this is great. You just select this auto filter, and it'll filter everything in the column, and it'll just automatically fill all the options that you have. So it's really nice. So we just go link this to the country, which is here. And you can see it just auto-filled it. That's basically what autofill means. Here we're going to go widget. Same thing, we're going to autofill by the category. Oh, and this also says select item. We should probably change that so it says country. Country, okay. And then our next one is going to be the same thing in autofill. And this one is going to be category. Category, and again we're just going to autofill. So you see I click on here in this box so it knows I want to fill that, and I'm going to go select the category. Again, it got all the categories. We can get the padding nice, and this one's kind of the most exciting, which is the slider, this dynamic slider, and we're going to set the default to 20 between 0 and 20, and we're going to set it to the touch point. So we're going to automatically filter the touch points. Lower the padding here. Okay, so let's go and publish that online. Publish, yes, I'm going to overwrite. And so you can see as I go and adjust this, these touch points, I'm automatically filtering the bubble chart, and I'm hitting the F4 key to go into automatic mode for the sliders. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.